And in my worst moments, I felt jealous of my wonderful fiancé for having such a welcoming, loving family, even though they were treating me like one of their own. I was ashamed of my sister's behavior and the ugliness of my resentment, so I pretended everything was fine and invited my parents to my wedding. I don't think I really understood how important my wedding was to me. I mean, obviously, the whole getting married to the girl of my dreams is huge, but I mean the actual details of the whole ceremony. I actually had a really clear vision of what I wanted in the wedding. But a combination of my childhood trauma and the notion that a wedding is the bride's day and not something men are supposed to care about made me unable to express it. I also didn't understand how badly I wanted an event that would be about me and not my sister. This unholy cocktail of repressed and suppressed feelings led to me unfairly lashing out at Pia when my sister tried to pull one of her old tricks. My sister had previously joked that she would wear white and I had told her point blank that she wasn't allowed to do this. But then my sister went to my then fiancé and asked her once again, to which she agreed. When I found out about this, I got into an argument with Pia. I told her how she was going to try to steal the spotlight, and she'll definitely show up wearing a long white dress. I told her it was very irresponsible of her to just agree like that. Eventually, when I explained her past, we agreed that going forward we should be better about communicating and made up. At that moment, I think Pia was shocked by my outburst because she had never seen me like this. Unwanted memories kept invading my head no matter how much I tried to bury my head in work or exhaust myself by exercising. I ended up having an actual meltdown that night. I was sobbing and crying. It was probably my ugliest moment. The next morning, I half expected to wake up alone and get a text that the wedding was off. Instead, incredibly, Pia stayed with me. We talked, and I told her I wanted her to call up my sister and tell her she couldn't wear white or else she was banned from the wedding. She, understandably, refused, saying it would be a surefire recipe for open hostility. She also reminded me how she didn't really have a problem with my sister wearing white, so if I did, I was welcome to tell her if I wanted. It was starting to turn into an argument again until she reminded me that white wasn't the bridal color in Indian weddings. That's when I realized I just felt a cold sweat that another precious moment would be hijacked by my sister. She also cleverly told me that not telling my sister that the bride wouldn't be wearing white might actually work out in a hilarious manner. Then she convinced me to go to therapy, encouraged me through those first few Heller sessions, and gave me space when I needed it. Therapy really helped. I was able to understand why I was feeling angry and upset and how to deal with it beyond just trying to ignore it. I apologized to Pia, and it let me actually be honest with her about my family. It really transformed our relationship. I took over the wedding preparation with the help of my in-laws. This turned out to be great for all of us. I got to actually design my dream wedding. My mother-in-law later told me she was really relieved that I took over because my lovely Pia didn't really care any which way about the colors or flowers. She had virtually no input on any of it as long as we were getting married. You can now check if there is a part 2 by clicking share and more.